Hello, today I want to teach you how to reach out to brands on Instagram. We've entered the age of the entrepreneur, where everybody is focused on their passion, their why, their creative, the reason they do what they do. However, as beautiful and pretty as that sounds, something that we all forget is how to actually sell, how to sustain ourselves financially. And that is what I'm going to show you today. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, as that really helps push this video in the YouTube algorithm. Hello, my name is Min. We run a content marketing agency in Los Angeles, where we focus on building photo and video assets and later distribute that content to increase sales, streams, social media growth, brand awareness, etc. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Right now, we're focusing on creating gateway content, which is more general-based content, to be able to interact with more viewers like you. In these videos, we will focus on social media strategies, the importance of content marketing, and ways to increase your sales and network if you are a creative. Being on the business side, I see a lot of creatives with tremendous talent struggle financially, solely due to one reason: sales and network. There are many ways to drive businesses and future clients into your pipeline, but today we're going to focus on ways that we can use Instagram for our own outreach. Especially if you're a creative, your portfolio on Instagram should already be a showcase of your work. That is a great way to start. Sales is a main part of my job, and I'm going to walk through with you how easy and simple it is to reach out to brands and businesses that you want to work with. It may seem scary or intimidating for some, but if we break down the steps and simplify it, it should only take 30 to 60 minutes of every single day. Sales is a contact sport. The more businesses you're able to talk to every single day, the higher the opportunity that you're able to work with more clients in the future. If you've not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free. I usually like to focus on a certain industry or space every single day. That way I can create a list of all the clients that I want to contact and create individualized messages for each. My favorite method is actually working with clients or businesses that you truly want to work with. So what I like to do is the night before, I like to set aside all the brands that I want to reach out to the next and following day. These are brands that Jess and I would love to work with. So for example, we would love to work with brands like Tesla, Apple, Movado watches, Rolex, Porsche. And for each of these businesses, you have the ability to actually reach out to them directly on Instagram. So let's say, for example, we want to go with Movado, which is my favorite watch company. Okay, so what I like to do, if I'm not already, I want to make sure that I'm following them, and that I go through a couple of their posts, like their photos or their content. This basically puts you at the top of their notifications. Once you're kind of established your mark in their notification tab, you can then send them a message. Each one of these will be very customized, so make sure that you take your time in really putting effort into doing research and why you really want to work with this brand. Remember, start out with that emoji at the beginning. Let's see. Movado. I'm thinking on the spot here, so it's kind of difficult. Hey Movado team. When I sold my first business, the thing I wanted to do the most, besides taking my parents out to dinner, you gotta add some humor, right? Was to reward myself with a watch that I wanted for a very long time. That watch happened to be my all-black Movado, which still happens to be my favorite through all the years. Okay, so what I've done here is that I've stated a story, right? I told them a story about how I first got connected with Movado, right? This actually begins the relationship and helps explain why you want to work with this brand versus just, reaching out to them randomly. So you explain to them how you first got connected with the brand, why it's so important to you, and then you go for the ask. Jessica Henson and I would love to create video and photo assets for you. Please please let us know if there are any campaigns where we could fit. Where we could fit and collaborate. Talk soon, Mint. Okay, so this is a basic sales pitch. Again, you state why you first encountered the brand, why the brand means so much to you, and then basically your ask, in the best case scenario, what could you get out of working with the brand? So that's just an example. There's two sides to Merge. On one side, we have content marketing, and on the other, we have influencer marketing, where we connect brands and a handful of influencers that we manage. The way we word the messages inside of the DMs varies between the two separate types of marketing, but the main format or the template remains basically the same. So let's say we're trying to find brand deals for our man Box Boy, okay? So he has a very unique branding and his engagement is absolutely insane. 6 million views, crazy. Okay, so to find brand deals for Box, let's go find someone who's a quote unquote competitor. Let's say one of the Stoke brothers, Alan Stokes. Okay, they're twins. So if we scroll through his page, we can look for images or videos that look like brand deals. Let's see, this one? Nope, no brand deal. Let's see. Okay, let's see, first time we're seeing. Also, okay, always, besides the caption, sometimes the brand deal is within the photo itself in a tag, and this is Six Flags. So once we find a brand that has done a brand deal with Alan in the past, aka Six Flags, we can then go into our notes, create a new notepad and just write Six Flags. You're basically gonna do this 50 more times until you get a list of 50 brands or businesses and then reach out to every single one of them. So using Six Flags, let's reach out to them. Six Flags. How I like to format it is I usually start out with an emoji. Always start out with emoji because in all of your message requests, emojis is what actually really stands out. I like using red because it's a color that pops and draws in attention. And I always start it off with this format. And you guys can copy it. It's a little generic. I try to simplify it. I try to keep it clean and concise. But you guys can give your own personality and take to it. So I always say, hey, Six Flags team. Exclamation mark. You always have to be positive. My guy at Box Boy would love to run Instagram and YouTube promotions for you. Would love to hear your thoughts. Also, very important, with this initial pitch, you do want to always try to set up a call or some kind of in-person contact. That's when you can showcase your ability to really help them understand why influencer marketing is important. So I always like to say, would love to hear your thoughts. Does a call at 3 p.m. on Tuesday work for you? Cheers. And then we have our message right there. What I like to do actually is once you have a template like this, you can actually just copy it and go to one of Six Flags competitors. So go to Six Flags, click this down arrow right here. Let's see, Universal Studios, Disney, Cedar Point, Six Flags in Mexico. Okay, let's say Six Flags Mexico. Click on that, message, simply copy and paste. Same message, Six Flags. You can add Six Flags Mexico as well. Six Flags Mexico team. Add a flag. Same message. Let's see. Go back. Let's go to Canada's Wonderland, which is another theme park. So you can do message, copy and paste. Go up here. Hey Six Flags team. You want to change that to Hey Canada's Wonderland. See? And then it's unique to that business or brand. But remember, this is just the very simplified way. I always like to kind of customize my messages depending on the business or brand and really do my own research when it comes to what that business actually needs and if they even need our services. Oh. The influencers that we manage are above 1 million when it comes to their following. However, if you have a substantial following, you can use these tips and tricks to reach out to brands that you want to collaborate with. In this video as well, we will take a deeper look and see how much these brands pay these influencers to help you understand the rates that you should be charging as a content creator. Alright fam, so I actually want to start chronologically. I took 3 examples from our man Boxboy. This first example was when he had 300,000 followers. This deal was for 3 unique stories with a swipe up, and the total was $2,700 or quick math, $900 per story. The crazy part is how much time it actually takes to create these Instagram stories. But the part that we as a team leveraged to be able to charge this much from companies is using Harrison's insane ability to drive massive amounts of traffic to a website, a stream, download, app, whatever it may be. As you can see, it's expected to be around 330,000 visits for the entirety of the 3-story program, which is insane already for a 300,000 follower account. So moving forward, here's another example of a brand deal we did when Harrison or Boxboy was around 1.5 million followers. The reason that I use this example is because 1, we extremely undervalued the cost of our story. Usually we charge around $2,000 per story at this point in his Instagram growth, but we devalued it to around $1,000. The reason why we gave this discount was because this was this company's first time ever trying influencer marketing. They had never allocated budget towards influencers in ways to drive traffic to their app. So with that in mind, we were able to kind of give them a little sample, a little taste of the power of influencer marketing and how much traffic it could push to their website. So here we negotiated for 2 stories as well as a couple high resolution images for them to use on their website, social media platforms, etc. And this is the cool part. So a couple months after our initial campaign with this company, we were able to renegotiate a higher compensation for a new package. So here we can see that he's doing 1 feed post as well as a couple promotional videos on his Instagram and YouTube for a total of $10,000. And on top of that, because we were able to show them the power of influencer marketing and how much traffic he could push to their website, we also put in a kind of a commission-based program where he would get paid out per new user that was introduced onto the platform. Influencer marketing is still new to a lot of people and a lot of businesses, so you kind of have to sometimes devalue your rates to kind of educate the business, because that's the only way they'll learn. But taking this to any other kind of business or any kind of service that you may offer, sometimes, I'm not saying do work for free, but sometimes figure out how you can give businesses samples while still charging a fair rate so that you're able to showcase to them how effective what you do is for them and for their business. There are a few main variables that brands look at when they are choosing which influencers they want to work with, such as follower count, engagement, and branding. Look at your own profile and look at these 3 main variables. Rate each one on a scale of 1 to 10 and figure out which of the 3 you want to work on. Go ahead. When it comes to actually reaching out to these brands, the system is very simple. If you have not done so already, please make sure you're subscribed for new videos every single Friday. If you have any further questions about reaching out to brands or businesses on our content marketing or influencer marketing side, please comment them below, and we'll make sure to answer them personally. Instagram is one of my favorite platforms because it allows you to talk to basically any single person or business on the internet. As a creative, you need to be able to reach out to brands and businesses on Instagram. Even if you're not a creative and you're a business or a personal brand, you can use these systems to reach out to brands and businesses that you want to work with.